I'm sorry, but Solo Leveling is not Anime of the Year. The fact that it won 9 out of 13 nominations is just wrong, and I'll tell you exactly why. But before I do, minasan konnichiwa! Hey everyone, it's Aaliyah with Beyond the Frame, YouTube's #1 resource for everything behind the scenes of your favorite films, TV shows, and anime, and today we are talking about the very controversial 2025 Anime Awards by Crunchyroll. In today's video, we're breaking down why Solo Leveling is not Anime of the Year, the anime I believe and fans agree were better and far more deserving, why so many fans are calling the system rigged, what people are saying online, how the voting process actually works, and why this might be the most controversial anime awards yet. So let's get into it.
The anime award goes to Solo Leveling!
Crunchyroll held their annual anime awards for 2025, and if you weren't already aware, Solo Leveling absolutely dominated. It took home Anime of the Year, Best New Series, and several others, ending the night with 9 total wins from their 13 noms. Now, if you've never watched anime and you happen to stumble upon the list of winners, you might think Solo Leveling was the #1 anime of the year. But I'm here to tell you, there was a lot going on behind the scenes that might explain why someone like Sung Jinwoo won Best Main Character of the Year. And look, I like Solo Leveling, but this just doesn't make any sense, especially when you remember Mao Mao, Frieren, Okarun, and Momo were also nominated. But I'm not alone in feeling this way because a growing number of anime fans are calling out Crunchyroll for what they see as foul play, going as far as to accuse the voting system of being biased, the nominations being based on business deals, and the final results being kind of a joke. And let's be real, there were better contenders. Crunchyroll's winner list looked less like an awards show and more like a Solo Leveling marketing reel. Personally, I thought the best new anime series should have gone to Dandadan. It's wildly original, hilarious, chaotic in the best way possible, yet somehow strong enough to leave me sobbing on the couch thanks to Silky. Whereas Solo Leveling barely made me feel anything after a few episodes. And I think that's the root of the problem. Sung just isn't a compelling character. Sure, he struggles at the beginning, but we blaze through that in like 20 minutes, and then he's suddenly an emotionless god-tier killing machine? He's basically Saitama without the humor. Meanwhile, you've got characters like Mao Mao and Frieren who feel human and very relatable. They grow, they make mistakes, and they change. Take Beyond Journey's End, for example. This anime is a slow burner, introspective, deeply emotional, and yes, voted Anime of the Year by the fans at the Anime Trending Awards, which, by the way, is a very different voting system than Crunchyroll's hybrid judge fan model. I'll get into that later. And I want to say, this video isn't a Solo Leveling bash fest. I understand that it's a fan favorite. However, when we see anime like Delicious in Dungeon getting 0 wins and the Apothecary Diaries racking up 13 noms with only 1 win, it honestly made my jaw drop. But hearing all this, what do you think? Did Solo Leveling deserve to win Anime of the Year? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so now that we've talked about the contenders, let's get into how the winners are actually chosen, because once you go beyond the frame, things start to make a lot more sense. On the surface, it sounds pretty democratic with fans getting to have a say in the voting process, but when you read the fine print, you realize fans can only vote once per day for about 11 days. So naturally, the loudest and most organized fandoms have the biggest shot at winning. I saw this Reddit comment that said, obsessed fans will just constantly vote, while people who are normal will vote at most once. Which makes sense because you might have a person vote 10 times for the same anime versus another person who does it once. Now, multiply that by 1,000 people, and you can see how huge loyal fandoms dominate the system. It's also important to mention that the 2025 Anime Awards is looking at anime from the previous year, which has sparked a lot of controversy since current voters might not realize they're actually voting for the previous season. But in addition to that, your daily vote only makes up 30% of the final decision. The initial 70% comes from a panel of handpicked judges, and while they're asked to watch the anime they nominate, there's still controversy over how deep that engagement actually is, and whether the judges have the expertise or time to evaluate the anime thoroughly. But this isn't necessarily a bad thing if the panel is diverse, well-informed, and accountable, which is what we hope for. But if you step back for a second, you remember that Crunchyroll is a giant business, and like any business, the goal is to make money. So it's not exactly surprising that the anime crowned Anime of the Year is the one that streams on their platform. Solo Leveling is a Crunchyroll exclusive, and pushing it as the face of anime in 2025, that's not just an award, it's a business move. It's great for marketing, great for subscriptions, and great for headlines. Which then begs the question, how did fans feel about Solo Leveling winning Anime of the Year? Well, I think you can break it down into 3 groups. Number 1, outraged fans. Number 2, smug fans. Number 3, confused or disappointed fans who believe other anime titles should have won. And honestly, I would have to say I'm in group 3. I was definitely disappointed and kind of pissed that Solo Leveling snagged so many awards. While I can acknowledge the fight scenes and animation style is great, it's just not comparable to the depth, emotional richness, and character development that we see from the anime I mentioned previously. But this whole conversation reminds me of when people started calling Mob Psycho the anime of the decade. If you're deep into the anime community, sure, that might make sense, but most casual fans haven't even watched that anime. Compared to most people who've seen Demon Slayer, Solo Leveling, or Jujutsu Kaisen, does it make those shows better? No, just more visible. And in a world of fan-voted awards, visibility is power. And if you explore Reddit threads, you'll see a lot of comments about people acknowledging Solo Leveling as entertaining, but rather lacking with very minimal character growth, emotional depth, or layered storytelling. So for those wondering why Crunchyroll pushed Solo Leveling so hard, well, it's probably not a coincidence that around the same time Season 1 ended, around 20 new webtoon adaptations were announced. Solo Leveling is Crunchyroll's crown jewel right now. It's broken viewership records and outperformed most titles in their catalog. It's a business win, whether or not it's a creative one. This is Aaliyah with Beyond the Frame, Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Are we in? Are we out? What do we think? Let me know. After hearing this, do you think Solo Leveling deserved all 9 awards, or should another anime have won? Definitely drop a comment for me below because I really want to hear from you and get your thoughts on how you feel about this. Also, if you want to check out some of the anime I mentioned in this video, then go to my channel and browse the Beyond the Frames catalog, including one of my favorite anime, the Apothecary Diaries. I freaking love Mao Mao, and I can't tell you how many times I've read the manga, watched the anime, and read the novels. I'm literally reading it again right now. And as many of you already know, I'm an anime nerd with a fascination for trivia. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ja, mata ne!